Stay. Cheers, everybody. Beer kills, smoking kills. What's really peeing me off lately is the lack of tolerance of other people. When you say chemtrails, CERN, what's it leading to? And when I see little things flying about in the sky, but not little, because they're quite far away or a few thousand feet in the sky. So they're not little, but they look little to me when I first catch them. But some people just don't want to know. Other people think I'm barking because they know us, because the psychiatrist says I've sort of developed psychosis because I'm seeing things. But I'm filming things and I'm capturing things on like snapshots, you know. And when all this started happening, before I was actually filming or snapping things with my phone, I was freaking out because I was seeing these things in my mind. And everything seemed to be like coming together. No, everything seems to be coming together now, but at the time, I honestly thought I was losing the plot. I honestly thought I was really going really crazy. Not just crazy, because I've always been a little bit crazy. And I couldn't handle it. And I was seeing like dimensional beings just walking through my walls, and when I was outside on a night time, seeing demons running across the rooftops and, you know, peering in people's windows and things like that. But they were in the particle stage of things. They weren't solid. They were what I was watching and what I was seeing, when they were looking at me looking at them, and I was rigid to my spot when I was watching this, and they were running across every rooftop in my vicinity and climbing all over the walls and running up the walls and all that, but they weren't in a solid mass. They were tiny particles of black, you know. I could see, you know that they weren't solid. But what I'm saying now is solid, and I'm capturing it on film and on camera as well. And when I say what I'm saying to you now, or whoever can get to see this, because I know YouTube censors me stuff, it just doesn't, nobody gets to see it, is that there is a way to fight this. Don't just be praying to God for God to help you. God will help you in one way or another when your time will come. But while you're alive, you know, there's things you can actually do to protect yourself. And what I've observed, that these things are on an energy level as well as a time shift level, but I think they're going to come really through. I'm seeing it every day. I'm seeing it in the skies. I'm seeing lots of things all the time. They're coming through and they're getting stronger and stronger to a point where they will do more than what they've done in the past. You know, they've needed humans or psychopaths to do the bidding, but I think they're going to come through pretty soon now, really soon, where they will, rather than suggest to a psychopath to do the bidding, they maybe can't take physical form. And there's things you can do, and there's things you can really do, because you've got all the things to hand. These things are energy, right? And they still will manifest themselves, whatever whatever you see, there's still energy. So you've got to think on the energy disruption field. It's simple, but it's not. But it is. But what you've got to look at is the way to defend yourself. Because these energies can use, and they can become literally tiny, tiny, and massive, massive, and tiny, tiny again. So you can't, like, you know, think that your energy is going to be plugged into the wall and you can just fight them with energy plugged into the wall, because they'll disrupt everything. You've got to start opening your mind to how to tackle these things. You can't be just kneeling on your hands and knees or on your knees and praying to God for God to help you, because God wants to see what you're going to do. If these things wants to take you over and you're just going to give in and let it happen, well, God's not going to look down on you and try and protect you. He wants to see you fighting. He wants you to fight. He needs you to fight, you know. And if you don't believe in God, you just need to fight anyway. Just don't give in. Because the powers that be are all promoting what's going to happen. And they're not on your side. These are people who are in power, or satanic, and are Satan worshippers, or the planet Saturn. But we're not, we're humans. If you are a human and you listen to this, you've got to start like equipping yourself, and you've got to start thinking out of the box, instead of burying your head in a computer game. And because computer games are designed by clever people, well, you should open your mind the way these computer games reveal themselves to you and the way they go on. Well, you should open your mind to that also. You know, you might be fast on the left and the right and the ups and the downs and the, you know, the high kick and the low kick and the machetes and the guns and all that. Well, you've got to get your mind to think that way, to like take on these entities what's coming through. And it's not going to be like what's been in the past, where they can disrupt you in like little things, you know, make your life a misery. They're going to come through and try and take over your body, or just sacrifice it, or just, you know, it's just going to be one big mass cull in a horrific, unbelievable way of things you could possibly think of. So you've got to start preparing, start fighting one way or another. And even if you can't, it's in your own heart and your own mind. Even though you're trying, that's something, you know. Because what they want is isolation. They want everyone to be isolated so they don't communicate. And everybody I've communicated just don't want to hear it. They just think I'm off in fucking nut. And I'm not. But a madman would say that, wouldn't he? Or she. Mad woman. But I'll leave it for now. No, there's a bit of disruption for you. Bubbles, isn't that mad? You know, there's bubbles on me computer screens. And I was showing 7 months ago. I couldn't stop.